Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and today I'm going to box an order from Wrestling Figure Epicenter. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I have an order here, and Wrestling Figure Epicenter is an account on Instagram. It's a guy named Rich. He had a really big collection, and he is, I don't know if he's selling his whole collection, scaling down, but I know he's kind of getting out of the business, or the hobby business, whatever. But I'd seen him selling off a lot of stuff, and I make a lot of customs myself, obviously, but I keep an eye on other people's customs and whatnot that they like to sell, and I'd kind of forgotten about it. And then one of his posts was 10 figures for $100, and I saw a couple in there I thought I'd like, and then the more I started scrolling through, I was like, you know what, maybe we can pick up some here. And I ended up picking up a bunch of stuff that I really wanted, and I've been trying to add to the collection. So I saved some money, and I think there's at least one full custom in here, but I kind of forgot what everything else is. So I'm going to get everything out of the box and take a look, and hopefully I'm as happy opening it as I was ordering it. All right, so all of these are packaged well. They're all wrapped in bubble wrap, nicely put into the box, so I appreciate that first off. And first one here on the top is going to be the Penta that we got, Penta El Cerro. I can't remember exactly what his name was in this form, but it was that full suit attire he wore. I don't even know how to explain. I don't think I watched it closely enough, but it's different than his traditional look with the sleeveless look where you have his tattoos and everything. And I liked it. I didn't like it enough to pay for it full retail price because I didn't think it'd be able to move around very well with the jacket here, which it doesn't. But this was one of the ones. This was number like 8 or 9 when I was going through, and it still looks cool, and I wanted to get it, but like I said, didn't want to pick it up for full retail price, so that was just one that I figured that'd be a good addition. It was a good time to pick that one up. Ooh, one I just grabbed was the custom. I want to save that one for last. Next up, we have, here's another custom. I forgot about this one. So this one is a custom of Frankie Kazarian, but it is his Elite Hunter gimmick that he had very, very briefly. So I decided to pick this one up just because it's got the longer pants look, but it's got the decals on the side here, the sculpted hair on top, a little bit longer, because the one we did get from Jazzwares was just the bald version. So I picked up Elite Hunter Kazarian here, and Kazarian is never a guy that I was just a massive fan of, and the whole Elite Hunter gimmick where he was going to go after the Bucks and Kenny and everything, pretty sure that lasted like 2 weeks, and then it got scrapped because the Bucks realized they'd have to put someone over. Next up here out of the box is one of the ones that one of the figures here that got me to commit to buying these, and we have the AEW announcer Tony Schiavone figure. And I have wanted to pick up the announcers, the AEW announcers, for a bit here. I wanted to get them off Ringside. That's the only place to get them, unless you get them off the secondary market. And I actually was planning to pick them up on Black Friday because they've all kind of dropped down. I think you can get all 3 of them for like $52.99, and then you've got like shipping and everything. But I wanted the Schiavone, I wanted JR, and then I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna have to get Excalibur. I can't just get 2 of the 3. So here's Tony Schiavone, JR, a little spoiler, but JR and Excalibur should be in here somewhere as well. And this is pretty AEW heavy. I've passed on a lot of AEW stuff at full price just because I've said before, it's not worth paying full price. Everything just ends up dropping in price, and You know, sometimes I get these and it's not hard to understand why. Next up is another one that I actually passed on because it was more pricey, but has since dropped, and then I ended up getting it here. But we have I think this was the unmatched Bryan Danielson, and I do have the Target one, but I don't like the head sculpt for it. I don't think it looks very good. This one I liked a lot more. I like this attire a little bit more. It's just the maroon with silver is more what I think of with Danielson, so I do really like this one. I'll switch it to an MJF torso, but I like this head sculpt a lot more in general, and that was one I was pretty excited to pick up. Keep moving right along here. Here's the aforementioned Excalibur, which I don't care for him on commentary. I can't get him to stand up. He does have like sneakers instead of just dress shoes, which I like that they included that. It's a fine looking figure if he stands up. I felt at first like he got a lot of flack for his commentary and people were just being haters, but the more that I got to watching AEW, the more I kind of started getting on board. Not a huge fan. I think he just, I don't know. I don't need to get into a full thing about Excalibur here. Figure, I think, looks great. I go back and forth on whether or not I like the AEW suited figures. I think I do. I don't know if I love the like torso rotation. I think I'd still just rather have a normal rubber suit coat, but at least I think they'll sit a little better, like in chairs and stuff. I haven't really tried to, yeah. So they'll probably actually be able to sit at a commentary booth, which is like one of the issues with Mattel is that since they have that rubber coat that extends all the way down, you can't really bend them at the waist. So, maybe these will be a little bit different once I get to my setup. Next up, this is one that, even though it was one of the figures that I kind of had thrown in at the end to fill up my 10 spots, I was excited because I had passed on this before at the store, but this is one of the unrivaled or unmatched Cody figures, Cody Rhodes, whatever. But I didn't pick this up because at the time we were just getting a ton of figures from AEW for a bunch of Cody figures, and I didn't think I needed them all. And while I still don't necessarily think I need all of them, I thought the black and green looked good, and it was definitely worth the pickup here. I like that it's got the different look on the boots, and just like the green and black in general, it's pretty different for Cody instead of some variation of red, white, and blue. So he's got the Thronebreaker shirt on there. I'm not going to take it off because he's probably stained to the high heavens, but we've got a few more here. We got what 6 on the screen? Should have 4 more. I can't remember the other ones. Well, okay, so this is the only other one I remembered. Getting them out of the wrap here. Slowly. But here is good old Jim Ross, which is the announcer I wanted the most. Don't have an older looking JR. I did have the head sculpt for the old Build-A-Figure JR, and I've made a custom with it. But I would really like a JR from Mattel. I would die for a Legends JR, but this will do until then with the older JR look. It's just gonna go in the AEW section, but nonetheless, I was excited to pick that up. And like I said, I have really wanted those announcers. We got a hair stuck to his leg. There we go. And I do think they look pretty good. Like they did a good job. Like none of them have just repeating looks or attires. They all have the black AW coat, but they've got different ties, undershirt, pants. I think those look really good, which I don't get to say about AEW a lot. Next up, we have a not necessarily AEW talent or AEW figure, AEW talent nonetheless, but this is the Elite Adam Cole. This was the Chase version, I think. The normal version was the camo attire that we wanted to complete our War Game set. This one is just that Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to AEW, but I haven't actually told you the guys that yet. Look, I'm pretty sure this is what he wore his last match in NXT and WWE, but picked that up. I don't know if I'll probably keep it the way it is. I don't think I'll use it for parts, but I guess we'll see. The last couple here. Oh, okay. I forgot about this. This one I was excited for. I wasn't going to pay full retail price for this regardless. But I was able to do it ahead of time instead of waiting forever for clearance. But we've got the Target exclusive Hangman Page, and a lot of people that I see hate this head sculpt, and I don't blame them. But I feel like if it was repainted, I feel like the likeness is there. There's just something a little off, and I want to try to repaint it. I probably will. I haven't done a lot of matching skin tones with AEW figures, but the rest of the figure I think is really nice. The hair I think looks really good. The vest looks nice. I like the tassels on the pants. Just everything else I think looks good. So at the very least, I'll swap a different AEW head onto it, but I think this Hangman looks very good. And then lastly, the custom I was excited for, which apparently, well, I don't know if you guys could tell on the intro, but the box was a little bit smashed, but it caused this guy's head to come off and crack the sculpt a little bit. So damage was mostly, it can be salvaged. But we have a custom Don Callis here, and the jacket's a little glossy, so I'm going to take some of my matte Mod Podge and redo that. Not redo it, but just go over that to give it the matte look. And then I think this is the sculpt from Hederation. So here's the sculpt. I think it's a good look for Don Callis. I'm going to repaint it after I see this neck here. I don't know how it, oh man. I don't know what happened in the box, but this part broke here. So just going to use some, what is the word? Sculpting clay. I'm going to fill that in, repaint it, and all will be well. So a little disappointed there in USPS or whoever dropped it off at my house, but we've got everything we need. We will fix it up, and not a huge deal at the end of the day. So we've got Don Callis in here. I'm very happy with all of my pickups. I'm excited to add these to the shelf, and really all of these, like I said, I've kind of passed up on a lot of AEW stuff, so this wasn't even really for customs. This is all stuff just to add to the shelf, which is always exciting because I really don't get a lot of lots where it's not something that I am customizing first. I can just take straight to the shelf. So 10 figures that I've been trying to, no, 3 figures that I've really been trying to chase down. You got that Target Hangman, the Danielson, the Penta, a lot of stuff that I'm just excited about. So again, shout out to Wrestling Figure Epicenter. I don't know if his account is going to stay active on Instagram. If it is, he does have a lot of cool stuff that he's done. I think he's all done selling, but even so, if you are someone into figures, if you're into customizing, it's worth a look because there's a lot of stuff that I've personally taken inspiration from, and it's just like, it's just a good account. So outside of all of that, if you watch to the end, I appreciate it. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.